Hello, happy Wednesday, and welcome to Q&A Wednesdays. I am your host, Intelexx, and we have a great topic in store for you this month. Thank you so much for tuning in. Q&A Wednesdays is where we host and pose one question for you, and it's more so just to gauge who you are, to get to know you a little bit better. Apart from artists, okay, even though that is what we are, that's not all that we do. And we just want to get to know you on that level. All right, so before we jump in and I tell you what the topic is, just a couple of announcements. Showcase Your Talent Show will be the last Sunday of this month from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom and YouTube live stream. All right, so if you want to tune in and if you want to participate to win the grand prize for this month, go to Intelexx.com, secure your spot today, and register to be a contestant. You also have an option to be a feature as well as a sponsor. And the feature, you just showcase your art. The sponsor, you talk about your product, service, or business during the show. All right, so without further ado, everything that we have going on at Intelexx Artrepreneur Agency, the Indeed for Artists, it's growing, and we are so happy about that. And I thank you all so much for supporting us on this journey that we have so far. But if you want to stay up to date on all things Intelexx, subscribe to our email list, our YouTube channel, and download our app to stay in the know, on the know, and to get things before everyone else and to see things that we don't show you on social media. All right, so without further ado, the topic for today is, what is your why? Yes, what is your why? Some of us don't know what our why is. Some of us don't have a reason for why we go and do all these extra things, and we don't know, right? That's a problem. And this is a topic that's going to be deep, okay? We're going to dig deep into what it means to have a why, what it means to know what that why is, and how to carry that out and carry it with you. So whatever you do and wherever you go, you have that. All right. So if you want, you can put in the comment section, and shout out to everyone that's tuned in on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and all the platforms that we're streaming from right now. Shout out to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want you all to leave those comments below to let me know, what's your why? Why do you do what you do? What's your motivation behind what you do? All right. So while you think about that, you don't have to share it with us. If you decide to share it with us, awesome. We want to shout you out. All right. But, while you think about that and while you ponder on that, I want you all to take a listen to this.
Opportunity. You have an opportunity of a lifetime. When you understand you have an opportunity, you play a little different. When I dropped out of high school and I started going to this church and let me speak, I picked up the mic. I was 16 years old. I picked up the mic. I'm not going to say it was the best speech I ever did, but when I picked up that mic and got off that stage, I was like, yep, I can do it. So hear what I'm saying. Opportunity. I got an opportunity. You got an opportunity. So here's the deal. When you have an opportunity, why would you give 80%? Why would you give 80%, 70%? Why wouldn't you always give 120%? It's sports. It's basketball. Why wouldn't you give 120%? You can't dictate if the ball gonna always go in. You can't dictate what kind of game you're gonna have. You can't dictate how your body is gonna respond to moving around. But you can dictate your what? You can dictate your good. You can dictate your, you can always give 120% effort. And every day I want you to wake up and not just go, I'm sweet like that. I want you to go, I'm not just going with skills. There's a one type of dude who feel like because he's gifted that it's just an automatic road for him. And let me tell y'all something. You are gifted, but you got to humble yourself. You got to understand that pride comes before a fall. You may get it, but right now what? Oh, I can't hear y'all. You may get it, but right now what? You don't have it. That's not what gets you in the league. Not what you were born with. You got skill and you got will. You got skill and you got will. Two total different things. You were born with certain things, but to get to the next level, and not just get to the next level, to stay at the next level, you gotta have will. So when you play, you have to compete. I'm a high school dropout. My daddy wasn't in my life. But I found out I had a gift, then I found out your gift shall make room for you. And I'm like, you mean to tell me if I perfect this, I can eat and my kids can eat and my kids' kids can eat? From today on, you play whatever your best game is, you play that level every single time. So some of you like me, I ain't have my daddy. Right, I'm from Chicago, South Side. I had my father in my life. I don't know who my grandfather is. My mom got pregnant with me at 17 years old. I didn't have the people in my life that were supposed to be in my life, so I made some stupid decisions, dropped out of high school, homeless, living in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash can. I promise you, if a speaker came, I was like some of y'all, I wasn't saying nothing. But guess what happened? Guess what happened? Yup, one day I got a why. I got married, I had a son, and everything changed for me. That's why I'm asking you, who do you love? So when people ask me, E.T., why you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Why you putting videos up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning on Instagram? Number one, because I want to be the best that ever done it. Like, I honor my craft. I want Dr. Martin Luther King to look at me and go, that's it, kid. I want Malcolm X to look at me and go, that's it, kid. Just like you got the Hall of Fame in basketball, I want to be the Hall of Fame in speaking. I want all the greats to look at me and go, that's it right there. Number one, I'm competing against everybody else in the world. I'm not mad at them. I'm not against them. But when you number one, you don't have to negotiate with your check. I remember when I was like number 25 or something, they would be like, okay, you got to fly here, you got to fly. Now I tell people how I fly. I tell people where I stay, where I don't stay. So number one in the world, what happened? One day I woke up and was like, I got to do this for my wife. Like, I don't know what happened, but she called me like, yo, E, I'm lost. I'm like, what you mean we lost? We live in Lansing. You can't be lost. She's like, I'm lost. I got a brain fog. Took her to the hospital, found out she had MS. The doctor was like, look, this is the one thing we could tell you. Stress caused MS. I told my girl, you will never work again. My son, I didn't go to college. When you finish high school and go to Michigan State, I'm cashing you out. I found out I had a gift. I started thinking about what my mom need, what my sisters need, and a lot of y'all, you selfish, flat out. How many of you in this room? Some of y'all, you good. You don't make it to the league, you tight work. That ain't all y'all. How many of y'all, your mama really need you to go to the league? Let me see your hand. Hands down, I'm gonna say it again. How many of y'all need to move your mama out that neighborhood and y'all need to put your mama in another neighborhood and the league is how you gonna get there? Let me see your hand. So what I'm trying to tell you is, while you playing, it might be some cats in the league who really are going, or who do come from privilege, and you like thinking you them. I promise you, I ain't stupid. I ain't Tony Robbins. I don't come from where he come from. I don't come from where Kiyosaki come from. I don't come from where Zig came from. My mama barely finished Dunbar. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I ain't had no safety net. You acting like if you don't make it to the NBA, you got like some second opportunity that's gonna pay you $100 million. How many of y'all in the room right now, your mama got a safety net? Sure, other than you making it to the league, you got another way where you about to make $100 million. Let me see your hand real quick. For real, because that's what you acting like. Now, if your parents got that, hey, you good. But some of you, your mama ain't got that. So when you hoop from now on, I don't want you to see basketball. I want you to see your mama getting out the hood. So every time you get your handle straight, your mama is that closer to doing what? Every time you get your character straight, you heard what the man said. He said that they got to choose between the two of y'all. They not choosing the snotty-nosed dude who think he everything, who don't speak to people. You know, when they always pick me, I always ask, why y'all pick me and not the other speakers? They say, because you easiest to work with. Because when you come, you don't talk down to nobody. You clean up behind yourself. He just said, I'm a grown man. They say you clean up behind yourself. You don't cause problems, E. Number one, this is not about basketball. This is about who? Yourself, and then who? Your family. So the days you don't feel like working out, it's easy. How do you get motivated? How you get pumped up? You think about mama and that feeling on draft day. And which one is more important? You get some rest or mama coming to the draft? I'm just being real. Which one is more important? So somebody locking you down, you trying to score and they locking you down. Like in your mind, you got to go, uh-oh, this ain't just about me getting locked down. This is about mama not having what? This mama not having what? Food. So at halftime, when coach go back over the stuff, when you come out, what you got to do? You got to kill. I just told y'all, this how my man eats. This how my grandkids gonna eat. He doing his own personal thing. This how we eat. This ain't no motivational presentation. This how my mama eat right now. This how my wife never have to go to work again. This how we live on the West Coast and on the East Coast. And I ain't no baller. And I ain't making millions of dollars. But my gift is making room for me. Every time I get on 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm killing them. Tony Robinson can't keep up. He's a phenomenal speaker, but he ain't from the Chi. He can't keep up. My motor. I'm killing them.
All right, y'all. So for those of you who don't know who that was Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker, the greatest, the first, okay? Number one, all right? Yes. If you don't know who he is, definitely check him out. But he went over a few different things, okay? He talked about how if you have an opportunity, why wouldn't you give it 120%? Especially if it's something that you've been wanting over and over and over and over and over, right? Why wouldn't you give it 120%? Also, you might not be able to dictate the outcome, but you can definitely dictate your effort. And one thing he said was, you have skill and you have will. Your skill is something that you were born with, your gift. That will is what you do with that gift. Your gift will always make room for you, but what are you doing it for? Why do you want it? Do you want to be the best? Why? Do you not want to be the best? Why not? Right? We all have our reasons to why we want to do things, what motivates us and what doesn't motivate us. But we have to know that for ourselves, right? For him, his why is his family, taking care of them to make sure that they're good. My why is also my family, creating legendary things for those who will come after me, creating that pathway, being the first to do it in my field, right? What is your why? Why are you doing it? And who do you love? Who are you willing to serve? Who do you think about when you get ready to do what you gotta do, right? Are you thinking about their needs and what they actually are doing? Because at the end of the day, if you are only thinking about yourself and your why only expands to just you, it's not going to go that far because you can't do anything by yourself. You can't get anywhere by yourself. And the vision that you are meant to carry out goes beyond you, okay? And so there might be times where you need to fulfill a certain purpose, but it's not going to end with you. It's going to continue on after you're gone, right? And so that's something that we all have to think about and keep on the forefront of our minds. All right, so let's check this next clip out. And for those of you who just tuned in, welcome to your Q&A Wednesday. Again, the topic is what's your why? And we're just jumping right into it, all right? If you want to share what your why is, definitely share it in the comment section, all right? But we are going to move right on to this next video.
There was a light inside of every one of us, an ember that burns and begs us to become more than what we have ever been. It's our aspirations that must become our allies. I noticed that everything that I've accomplished over the course of my life, I accomplished with a new set of beliefs and a new set of habits. I noticed I was able to make things happen when I destroyed the door in the room. See, I don't care what your goal is. It could be relationships. It could be to lose weight. It could be to make more money. It could be to become something nobody in your family has ever been. The moment that you destroy the door, the way out, in the room of your dream, that's when you'll make it happen. What you do while you are in pain will echo through the ages.
Scrape the grill of your past and get all that junk out of there, of every memory, of every failure. You need to unplug from everybody and everything that is telling you that you cannot have your future, that you cannot have this goal, that you can't do what's on your heart to do. You got to unplug, 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 unplug. There are too many people in your life that keep telling you that you are not qualified, that you don't have what it takes, that you will never be able to accomplish because your resume ain't long enough, because you don't have the experience, because you are unfit. And so you got to unplug from all the negative voices. You got to unplug from everything and everybody that's telling you you cannot have that dream, that you are not qualified to have that dream. You got to unplug. You got to unplug. It may hurt because there are some people that you're going to have to let go of. There's some people that can't come with you to the next level. They're not qualified to fly at the frequency that you're flying at. They cannot come. And you got to get in touch with you. So you can't have the dream unless you know you. Everybody wants this dream. Everybody wants this lifestyle, but they don't know themselves. And so you need to take some physical evaluation, some emotional and psychological evaluation, spiritual evaluation. And you got to figure out, okay, what works and what doesn't? And what are my boundaries and what are my limitations and what am I capable of and what do I need to work on? And then you need to connect with the people that believe in your dream. Life moves at the speed of your relationships, connections, and circles. You need to ask for forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself. You need to reprioritize your activities. Everybody wants the dream to come true, but nobody wants to reprioritize their activities. Nobody wants to hack into their habitual nature and build new habits that are going to give you the future that you seek after. If not now, then when? Dream big, start small. You got to dream big, start small, act now. Dream big, start small, act now. Stop waiting for the temperature to change. Stop waiting for your feelings to be in check. Stop waiting for everything to line up. It's never going to line up. It's never going to be perfect. You just got to jump. You just have to jump.
There are no roses without rain. If you can remember that, then you will always see adversity as advantage and obstacle as opportunity. Know this, that your process may be messy, but your mess will become your message. So what is your why? Because if your why is powerful enough, then you can persevere through the process. What is it? Find it, define it, be reminded that you can, you will, you must never give up. The actions that you take, the moves that you make will echo throughout the ages, as there is a generation of people who are attached to your why. And if you don't succeed, they'll never believe. So make it happen.
Persistence, consistency, resilience, courage, establishing your priorities, mastering self-awareness, maintaining focus, believing that your help is coming, because if your dream only requires you, it's not big enough.
And I know it's hard right now,
And I know you feel like quitting, but you gotta understand there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Stop lying to yourself and telling yourself that you have time. See, the greatest lie that you have believed far too long is that you have time. You have time. That there is a tomorrow, that you can drag your feet and you can crawl. Sometimes you gotta run. You can't crawl towards some dreams. You can't walk towards some dreams. Some dreams you gotta run toward. You gotta run, baby. Run, run, run. Run after it. Run like there's no tomorrow. Run like you know you deserve it. Run like you know that there is nobody else that can attain it. Run after it. For many of you, defeat has traumatized you, and it has left an image in your head, and this is why you won't go after it. I want you to erase the face of defeat and embrace the process. Now, I know for many of you, that's like a bad word. You hate process, but see, the process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. And in order for you to reach your end, that end is going to have to be extremely valuable in your eyes. The process is muddy. The process is murky. The process is dark. The process is cold. The process is going to leave you in places where you're going to feel like you have been abandoned, like nobody believes in you, nobody supports you. When you don't see a light at the end of your tunnel, you got to remember the light that is burning inside of you that nobody is able to put out. There is not a person on this planet that can stop you. There is not a person on this planet that can puncture your potential if you could just get through the process. Just get through the process. It's muddy, it's bloody, but it's worth it. At the end of the day, it's worth it. No sunrise without a sunset. There is no one like you in all of the earth. There is no one that can do what you can do. You are the only option. You are the only play. Nobody else is going to be able to do this. Know this, that your process may be messy, but your mess will become your message. So what is your why? Because if your why is powerful enough, then you can persevere through the process. What is it? Find it. Define it. Be reminded that you can, you will, you must never give up.
All right, y'all. So that was Marcus Taylor. What did y'all think about that? Let me know. That was a powerful video as well. Listen, what's your why? It is so important to know that. And he delved into that. It was so much in those short moments that we got, right? So one of the things he said was our aspirations must become our allies. That what you do while you're in pain will echo through the ages. We can respond, but our response determines our outcome. So be mindful of how you are responding when you are in a trial, when you're in a season that you may not like, when you're getting things that you may not like, when you have to separate from certain people, when you have to get rid of certain things. How are you responding? Because that makes all the difference. Also, he talked about unplugging from those negative voices, separating yourself from anybody that's telling you, oh, you can't, oh, this dream is just a flop, or, you know, it's a fantasy, it's something that'll never happen. Don't believe everything that you hear, because everything that you hear is not the truth, no matter how many times you hear it over and over again. All right, your truth is your truth, and whatever was put in you to fulfill, you do that. Don't focus on what anyone else has to say about it, because your journey is for you and not for them. And that's why some people get left behind, because they're not meant to go all the way with you, only to a certain destination. and then you let them off at their stop and you keep it moving. All right. Some will not go with you. So life moves at the speed of your relationships. So to learn to reprioritize your activities, be willing to sacrifice, be willing to do what it takes in order to win. If you want to be the best, if you know your why and it's bigger than you and it's not just you, and you have a plan in place, you're not going to see all of it because it's bigger than you. Meaning once you are gone from here, it should still continue on because it was bigger than you. All right. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Just get up and get out and do it and go and start and just, just put your foot to the pavement and keep it going. All right. It's never going to be perfect. So if you're waiting for the perfect time to start, I'm telling you now, that time does not exist. Start now. Do it scared. Do it fearful. Do it with not everything in place. Just do it. Just start. It's the hardest part. You figure some things out later. It's best to have a plan, but don't wait to try to make sure that everything is in line, because it's never going to be all intact and all perfect, okay? There are no roses without rain, right? And so if your why is powerful enough, you'll be able to persevere through the process. Establish priority, maintain focus. And if your dream only requires you, it's definitely not big enough, because it's going to take more than you to make it come to full fruition. All right. Some dreams you have to run towards, not walk, not glide, run. For some of us, defeat has broken us. And we have to get out of that mindset and look at trials, look at tribulations, look at those times of pressure and those obstacles as a blessing and not as something that was meant to take us out. It's meant to help us to be better. I always use the analogy of working out. You have to put pressure on your muscles in order for them to grow. You have to do something that's painful in that moment, but the results are pretty. The results are worth it. So when you put yourself in that mindset, like, I have to go through a spiritual workout, I have to go through a mental workout, I have to go through a physical workout so that I could be better on the other side. Train your mind to learn that it's just a workout, that you are getting put to the test for what's to come. All right, so look at it as a blessing, because pain is a gift, even if it don't feel that way in the midst of it. All right, and remember just to embrace the process. Okay, so I thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every single one of you for taking this time out to spend this day with me. I appreciate you all so much. So if you want to be in the know, and if you want to stay up to date on all things that we have going on here, make sure to go to Intelexx.com to check us out. We have so many different things, from books to merch to promo options to voiceovers. We help you if you need help with your web design, with your logos, with flyers and so many different things, right? We have Meet on the Minds Mondays, Q&A Wednesdays, Freestyle Fridays. We have our seminars. We have our podcast. So much going on, but definitely connect with us. Fill out the inquiry form so that we can help you. We do free consultations. All right, so make sure to book with us if that's something that you would like assistance with, so that we can serve you, because that's what we're here to do. All right, and make sure, if you want to stay connected even more, to join our app, the Artrepreneurs Hub. It is our app. I'm so excited about it. It is our way to connect offline, to where we show you things that's not always on social media. All right, we are there and we're there for you. And as a member, if you're a subscriber and you are VIP, very important artistic person and an intellectual, those member fees cover all inclusive access to the app. There are free portions, but there's portions where only members can access. All right, so if you want to upgrade, make sure to do that. All right, but thank you once again for tuning in to your Q&A Wednesday this month. If you would like to host or pose the question of the month, definitely connect with us so that we can make that happen. All right, and I thank you once again for all that you do to help us be where we are today. I want you to remember that you are uniquely designed and one of a kind, so don't let anybody stop you shine. Nobody can be you but you, so make sure you are uniquely, beautifully, and narcissically you, and that you do you, live you, love you, and crush it too. And until next time, have an amazing night and an awesome and amazing rest of your week. Intelexx here, and welcome to Intelexx Artrepreneur Agency, the Indeed for Artists. If you want to be a part of the intellectual community, check us out. We have so much going on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and everywhere in between. And we even got our own app, okay? So make sure to check us out. Go to Intelexx.com. Go to our link tree. Look us up on social media at Intelexx APC so that we can best serve you. All right, we thank you so much for being a part of our vision. You know, we appreciate you, and we wouldn't be here without all of our amazing subscribers and supporters. Don't forget to sign up for the talent show every month, and someone always leaves with a prize. And don't forget to take advantage of all of our special offers, our events, our merch, our resources, our referrals, because we are here to serve you, okay? And thank you for the love. Until